Hello and welcome to Ormiston Bushfield Academy BBC News School Report with me, Molly.
And me, Simon.
Our top story this afternoon, with the general election looming and George Osborne revealing the sixth and final budget statement of this Parliament, how is this going to affect the people of our community? Our local correspondent has been on the streets of Peterborough finding out what the people think. Our reporter Ben has the details.
With the latest budget announced yesterday, and the general election being 49 days away, this being an important issue with new cuts and regulations, I took to the street of Peterborough to ask the people on what they think.
Am I going to vote? Yes, I am going to vote.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
What do you look for when you're picking a party to vote for?
How they're going to spend the money, and if it's going to be worth my while and everybody else's.
How do you think the budget is going to affect you?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I saw some of the budget based on what they showed me on the news. Mostly it was about the debate with Labour and whether the money's being spent worthy of us or people with more money.
Some parties are saying they want to find another £12 billion in cuts. Where do you think they're going to try and find that money from?
They'll find that with NHS, with schooling, I think.
Overall mixed opinions here from the public. Everyone's wondering what the budget will mean for them and what will happen after the general election. This is Ben Lawton reporting from Peterborough High Street for OBA. Back to you in the studio.
Recently, an incident occurred on a Peterborough road where a 15-year-old girl was knocked off a bicycle by a motorist. This has reignited the debate about the safety of cyclists. Ellie and Sasha have been talking to students and members of the public about road safety for cyclists in Peterborough.
A week ago today, a 15-year-old schoolgirl was knocked off her bike on the way to school.
The victim was cycling on a pavement at about 8:25 a.m. on March the 12th and crossing the entrance to a pub when she was hit by a car.
Luckily, she was not badly injured, although she did go to hospital with minor injuries to her leg.
We took to the streets of Peterborough to see how safe people felt about cycling on the road.
But it's when the cars, generally they sort of cut you up, they drive too fast, and then they sort of slow down, sort of almost immediately at a junction, and you're cycling to it, slowing down yourself, and all of a sudden there's a bit not on really.
On Peterborough roads, it depends where. I think where I live, it's nice and quiet on the roads, but if I was cycling uptown, I think I'd feel quite unsafe.
Claire George, Senior Road Safety Officer for Peterborough City Council, told us that in 2014, 34 young people aged 11 to 16 years were injured on Peterborough roads. Some roads seem to cause particular worry for cyclists.
Are there any particular roads that you would not feel safe on?
Probably this one, as it's the busy roads, I suppose.
In total, there were 66 deaths and 695 injuries on Peterborough Road during 2013.
Family members also fear for loved ones that cycle on the city's roads.
How do you feel about him cycling on the Peterborough roads?
I don't like him cycling on the roads at all.
Now, for the growing concern around the environmental damage that is being caused by the general public feeding bread to ducks, experts have warned that feeding bread to ducks is not only bad for the birds' health, but it also damages the entire ecosystems. It has previously been recognised that bread can cause wild birds to become ill, but new concerns state how wet and rotting bread can encourage bacteria and algae which can poison other species as well. Our correspondents Aman and Sean have more details.
Hello, I'm Amanda Amory, and I'm here at Ferry Meadows to interview the public about the feeding of ducks and if white bread is really as healthy for them as we think it is. We're talking about the use of pellets as opposed to white bread to keep them healthy and happy.
We have had big problems with the ducks in the park. The ducks were getting fat. They were also developing problems called angel wing, which is a deformity of the feathers, so that especially the ducks and geese, so their ducks can't fly, which then makes them very easy prey for the dogs and foxes that we get around here. Certainly the dog walkers, dogs off the lead, were a big problem catching and killing ducks and geese. So we've had to address that. Also, the ducks and geese coming out onto the bank, causing big brown areas where they were nibbling the grass away to nothing, and paddling the grass into mud, was very unsightly. And they were going up to the cafe as well. The ducks and geese were going up to the cafe and leaving a lot of mess around picnic tables where people were sitting. We've persuading people to stop feeding white bread. White bread for ducks is very harmful. If you fed your children white bread every day, all day, what would happen? And you can answer the question yourself. It's going to cause you problems. It's completely the wrong diet. Well, it is for ducks and geese. So what we've done is we've stopped people from feeding white bread, but we've introduced this pelletised food, which people can pick up from bags from the visitor centre for nothing, and come down here onto the duck feeding platform and actually throw it in the water. And as you see, it floats, and the ducks and geese love it, and it's a far better balanced diet for them than white bread is.
How are you informing people to stop using white bread?
We've done it several ways. By talking to people directly. So if our people in the visitor centre see anybody coming out and feeding white bread, they'll approach them with a bag of free pelletised food and say, can we do a swap? This is healthy food for the ducks. And people are starting to get the message. The rangers do it when they're patrolling around the park. They'll ask people to stop feeding white bread. So, and we've also produced a leaflet as well, Happy Healthy Ducks, which we've been handing out to people as well.
Recent developments have come to light. Queensgate is in need of an expansion. The development will begin early next year and will cost the city approximately £100 million. This expansion is hoping to generate around 1,500 jobs and will bring an array of shops, restaurants and housing to the area. Our correspondent, Angel, spoke to the public regarding their opinions surrounding the effects it may have on the existing businesses in the area.
Hello, I'm reporting from North Westgate, and our report is on the new North Westgate expansion in Peterborough. They're planning to build a new extension onto Queensgate, and it will hopefully provide 1,500 new jobs. How do you feel about 1,500 new jobs being created in Peterborough?
That's good news. It would be nice if there were more than just service jobs and shop jobs. It would be nice if there were careers for people to take up within those 1,500 jobs. It's getting to the development that's the problem, because the roads get pretty choked up. So they need to decide how people are going to get into that car park as well.
Well, I don't like the idea of Beals not being here because it caters for every age. And I like it better than Marks and Spencer's. Probably I shouldn't say that, but I do. And I don't like the idea of Beals not being here.
Do you think other businesses will affect your charity shop?
I don't think so.
Why do you feel this way?
Because after the refit, our price are £1 to £3. You can get new things for £1 or £2 or £3.
Do you think this will help Peterborough overall with new businesses coming in?
I hope so, and I think so, yeah. Why not?
Having recently appeared on the BBC television show The Voice, two former Ormiston Bushfield Academy students have had a spot in the limelight.
We are lucky enough to have Hannah and Naomi Moxon, who are also known as Classical Reflection, to join us live via a telephone call to tell us about their fantastic experience. Okay, hi girls. How long have you been singing for?
We've been singing for quite a while actually, and probably it also started when we were about 7. We started our own children's choir. Really love this type of music that we sing from back then really, and then we sort of did our exams and singing and everything. We just really enjoyed it, and then we came to OBA. That's when we sort of started, I suppose, doing more the performing side of things. We just really loved it, and yeah, that's when we started to do events as well. So yeah, that's where it all started really.
You recently performed on The Voice. How did you feel when you saw Ricky's chair turn around?
When we saw Ricky's chair turn, it was really quite overwhelming, because when we first applied for The Voice, we weren't really expecting to get even onto the shows, because there's quite a lot of stages to get through first. And because obviously we weren't seen for pop music, it was quite a niche market. We thought there was a quite good chance we weren't actually going to even get on the show. So when his chair turned, we were just really overwhelmed. I said to Hannah, I was like, don't cry, just wait until we get off stage and then you can cry. Yeah, we had such an amazing time. It was an unbelievable feeling.
Would you say the school helped you achieve your dream? And if so, why?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the school's been amazing. I mean, when we got here, that was when really we sort of begun performing, I suppose. We were super shy, before, and I can't thank OBA enough. Honestly, they've been so amazing, and really since the start of where we've begun to sort of love performing, not just singing.
Have you got any idea of what you're going to do next?
Yeah, we have actually. We're going to speak to a record label and see whether, maybe we could bring out an album or a single, which would be amazing. Yeah, I think it's taking one step at a time, really, and seeing what happens next.
Thanks for your time, girls, and good luck with everything in the future. And finally this afternoon, with Dave Robertson's recent success, does he deserve a permanent contract with Peterborough United Football Club? Having recently secured 4 wins out of 5 games in his current caretaker role, are the people of Peterborough backing him for the permanent job at the end of the season?
Earlier today, sport correspondent Matthew spoke to the public to find out what they were thinking of these recent changes.
Dave Robertson has been appointed new manager of Peterborough United. He promises great things, but what did the fans think?
Are you a posh fan?
Yes, I am. I've been a season ticket holder at Peterborough United for a few years.
Have you realised about the new manager that he's only played for 5 games and won 4, and it's an 80% win chance? Do you think that's good?
Yeah, he seems to have done very well with it. Like you say, we've had several wins under him. He seems to have motivated the players, and he's brought some passion back into the game.
Do you think he will get us to the championship?
Hopefully, we're going to get into the playoff places. So we'll just see now. We've got some few good games going ahead, so hopefully we can get the points and get into the playoff.
What do the other half think?
Are you aware of the new manager?
Yes, I know about that.
Have you heard that the news is that he's won 5 games and an 80% win rate?
I had gathered he's been more successful than the previous manager, yes.
Do you think he'll be a permanent fixture in Posh?
Well, if he keeps performing the way he has done so far.
This is Jake Gilbert and Matthew King reporting live from London Road, Peterborough.
And now over to Melissa for the weather report.
Hello, today we've seen a lot of cloud here in the east with some sunny spells in the afternoon and a chilly breeze on the coast. But tonight expect to see some low clouds spreading southwards across many eastern areas. Across the UK tonight, think clouds will dominate the skies, but south may experience some breaks, perhaps enough to see the partial solar eclipse. In Peterborough, the best time to see the eclipse will be from 8:27 to 10:43. That's it, bye for now.
Thank you for watching Ormiston Bushfield Academy News with me, Molly, and
me, Simon.
Good evening.